I know how close you two were. You were more like brothers, and so your this loss is deeper for you than most, isn't it?
Well, Jim, this obviously when I found out about this morning, I think I was stunned. But as the day has gone on, and more people who knew how much I loved this guy and how much I respected him, it's gotten more difficult. I will tell you. I remember when I came to Los Angeles, young, naive, um, and for some reason we had this almost immediate relationship, and how he kind of cared for me, and very much like a brother, telling me how you get across the stream, you take this rock and this rock and this rock. And then when the team started to really get some recognition and start winning games, to just be on the same court with someone I idolized. Can you imagine sitting in the locker room, and after a few years, I'm on the all-pro team, and I'm looking over there, and I'm sitting looking at someone that I idolized, I get to play with every day? Um, Very special, but he was a prince of a man. Um, Never heard him really say derogatory things about anyone. When there's times as players, sometimes there's things that just make you so angry that being competitive, you want to lash out. He never did that. And sitting in the locker room with him after horrible losses, and particularly when we were trying to win a championship for the city of Los Angeles, uh, no one will ever have the chance to share um, a relationship as long as I had with him. Um, and to feel those awful thoughts about losing when you just want to once win. And I think the last thing that I would say, Jim, about playing with him, it's rare today that two players who were all-star players for a number of years stay together today. And that builds an even closer bond with a player. But if you're around him, Jim, you couldn't help but like him. You just could not. And I think my lucky stars that he had been in the league a few years before I was. He was like a wise man. He didn't say very much, and you never heard him talk about his play. Never heard him glorify himself as a player. But I learned so much about with him and with my teammates about race. Um, People would be surprised because we didn't travel after the game. We would end up, would be probably 5 or 6 people in one room, either playing cards and stuff or talking. And some of the things we talked about, I heard and I saw as a kid. And I really couldn't understand how people could treat people, anyone, much less a minority, and what a proud man he was. Um, feel so sorry for his wife, Elaine, his family, his friends, and the people who loved him and admired him.